Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Nethergate Resurrection. Well, I think we mainly did some wandering around and such recently. Took a look pretty much everywhere around down here. Actually, as a brief run through, let's see, we've looked through here, we've looked through everything in there, we've looked through everything around there. We can't get up into here. We looked through pretty much about everything down here, except for this upper part here. And we've looked through this part here. I think so next we're going to go to the Bazaar. Then maybe we'll go take a look at this dragon location here, see what's going on. Then maybe we'll take a look up here. We might go to Goarnar later. Then after that, I guess we'll take a look up there, and in the last areas we can before we take a look at other places. Oh, well, for now, into the Bazaar. You are at the outskirts of a small village, not far from the center of Shadowvale. However, it's far from your ordinary village. The buildings have been constructed with more attention paid to grace and elegance than practicality, but that's not odd in Shadowvale. What are unusual are the occupants. If humans live here, you can't see them. There are fairies by the dozen, Fomorians by the score. Flocks of sprites flutter from place to place, doing odd jobs and being annoying. A griffin cries angrily at a glowing cow, and buildings appear and disappear without warning. It's like the villages you visit in your dreams. Well, except you're wearing pants. You'll have to be careful in there. These creatures can be extremely unpredictable. Except you're wearing okay. You arrive in the fairy marketplace. In some ways, it's like any other marketplace anywhere. Busy creatures bustle about, shopping, haggling, arguing, occasionally taking part in a bit of petty larceny. However, the similarities end there. You've never been in a marketplace where you had to rub shoulders with massive hairy Fomorians, and you've never had to take care to avoid accidentally stepping on a sprite. You are surrounded by stores, but the buildings have a strange, insubstantial quality, as if you blinked at the wrong time, they wouldn't be there when your eyes opened again. As you look at the fantastic sights before you, the denizens of the Bazaar look back at you. It's not a friendly or accepting glance. In fact, their reactions to the arrival of Romans range from utter distaste to the desire for instant violence. If you try to shop here, there may be a brawl. It doesn't respond. Well, let's look around the outside first, as I do. That one's actually standing up a bit on a ledge. Doesn't appear to really be anything around the edges. Not in this one, but hey, you know me, never hurts to check. You walk towards the creatures of the Bazaar. They walk towards you. Their business temporarily forgotten, they move to deal with the intruders. Some of them are holding weapons. For a tense minute, you stare at the fairies and goblins and sprites down. Outnumbered or not, this rabble is not going to intimidate you. For a moment, it seems that there is no way to avoid violence. Extreme, mind-bending violence. But then a deep, booming voice cuts through the tension. "What in the name of the Seelie Court is going on here?" An unusually short, barrel-chested fairy wades into the fray. "I am the master of the Bazaar! I have banned all fighting!" He turns to your opponents to berate them. "Fools, you know the rules of the Bazaar. This is neutral ground. None of your petty disagreements come in here. Not even with the Roman vermin." He turns to you. You can see in his eyes that he has no love for Romans. "I know of your kind. I know of your arrogance and your violence. I'll warn you once. Act in that manner in my Bazaar, and you will pay." Having had his say, he heads back to his mansion. The fairies and other beings give you one more nasty look and slowly return to their trading. Well, that happened. This fairy maid has skin with a distinct grayish tint, and she seems disturbingly at ease with the dried blood and bits of animal fur which stain her hands, arm, chest, and face. You ask for her name. "My name? I'm Glyn. What do you want, Romans?" Her voice is loud and sharp, and her face is cold and vicious. It's nice to know that shrill harridans aren't just a human phenomenon. "What is your job?" "My job? What does it look like? It's food! If you want to purchase some rations, ask. If not, leave me alone, Romans." Sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. Stupid Roman, your mere existence bothers me! Your tyranny, your butting in, your stupid clothes, your ugly aqueducts cluttering up the landscape. You sicken me! She stalks away, muttering. Glynn takes your presence as an opportunity to shriek at, berate, and abuse you. If you tried, you might be able to break through the abuse and order some food. Can I buy some food? Glynn has some food for sale. Also, she hates you. I don't think we need any food right now. Don't worry, we will do nothing to cross you, or piss you off too much more. Fomorian doesn't want to speak with us. Bazaar Master, all disputes to be adjudicated here. Okay then. No, I want those closed. I said closed! Now nobody can see us. Take this, and this, and this. Hee hee. Nothing in there. The Bazaar Master is even more impressive face to face. Unlike most fairies, he is heavily built, and the sword hanging at his side is a heavy one. He looks annoyed to have to be dealing with you. You ask for his name. Name? I don't think I can remember it anymore. I've been the Bazaar Master for over 100 years. I keep the peace, I settle disputes, and I hire people for tasks that are to the benefit of the market. What is your job? I am the Bazaar Master. That is my purpose and my life. And, as I'm sure you realize, it is a difficult job in these times. What is a Bazaar Master exactly? Entities come here from everywhere. Goblins and boggarts, giants and dryads, even Romans. I maintain the rules, keep them from killing each other, administer punishment as necessary. It is a difficult task, and sometimes I need to hire certain special parties for missions when necessary. Why is your job difficult? Events seem to be coming to a head. With the onslaught of your rapacious empire, the world is losing the places where the Sidae could reside. It has had a horrible effect on them. What does Sidae mean? The Sidae? That's a general term for fairy kind. Non-humans. What horrible effect have you noticed? I have seen it for some years. Good and beautiful beings. They have all been going mad, sprites and Fomorians alike. The 3 crones have even gone so mad as to actively assist you. It has made keeping peace in the bazaar very difficult. What do you think of the crones? Bah! The 3 crones in their pit not far from Shadow Valley Fort. You know they were wise once, even kind, but they have been dislodged by the humans so many times that they have been unhinged. Now they are so far gone that they helped the Romans. They even were responsible for you being brought here. It's a sad thing, a tragedy, and you are to blame. Interesting. The Bazaar Master says in a low, cold voice, What else do you want, Roman? I think you should trade go and be happy that you escaped with your life. What crimes have you had to punish? Theft is common. Piracy, muggings, murder. We have ironclad rules against these things. And if the rules are broken, imprisonment, death. Both in either order. It is the law. Okay. Do you have any jobs for me? Oh, come now! I will withstand the presence of Romans, but I have no need to consort with them. I will look to help from my own kind, thank you very much. As you say. You eagerly search through the scrolls on these shelves, looking for something useful. You have no luck. All they contain are records of the administration of the bazaar. The Bazaar Master has lovely handwriting, but terrible writing style. Okay, so I guess we can't really get a quest from him. Unfortunate. Let's grab a little food. That works. Let's see. Try to pick the lock. Too difficult for us. Okay. Hold on. I have a feeling. I think I know how we get in there. Come on, come on. There we are. You eagerly search through the scrolls. Wait, no, not the shelves. Amphoras of wine and entertaining scrolls. Entertaining scrolls? I just want to see what this says. The scroll contains a story of adventure and conquest, vividly illustrated with a few amorous interludes thrown in. Its contents aren't too relevant to your current quest, but they sure are fun. I forgot, we have something to sell. That said, this is pretty much useless for us, so we don't need that. A hidden room with no purpose but to hide some random entertaining literature. Interesting if nothing else. And that one doesn't respond either. Drotha. Let's see what that is. You get the feeling that this crone would rather anything, a drake, wolves, even a hurricane had come through this door than you. She looks nervous in the extreme. She doesn't seem to know what to say. She doesn't want to say anything. Finally, she simply says, "I am Drotha." "What are you doing here?" She grimaces, showing 2 rows of pointed graying teeth. "No, Romans, I might take your money as well as any, but I am forbidden. If I help you in the slightest way, the crones will do me in." "Why have the crones forbidden you from helping us?" She bares her teeth and snarls. "Are you deaf? I told you. The 3 crones have told me to have no dealings with you. If you want assistance, go to the crones. I will not aid you. You can kill me, but what they can do is far worse." Okay then. I don't know who you are or what that has to do with anything, but okay. This is interesting. Oh, let's not go under there yet. Oh, wait, there's someone here. Colin. The animal pens are kept by a small, nervous-looking human boy who looks like a Britannian native. He seems even more nervous about having to greet some Romans. He puts down a bucket of slop and says, "I am Colin." He looks to be about 8. "What are you doing here?" He looks even more nervous. "I am the stable keeper. I look after the animals and keep them fed and such. I do this while my master is away." "What kinds of animals do you tend?" "We keep all sorts of animals here. The fairies need lots of weird things for weird reasons. Even bad things like wolves and big rats." "Are there any other stable masters?" "My master, he keeps these stables and he has me to look after them. I work very hard." He rubs his back and legs. "I have to." "Where is your master?" "I am a slave to a fairy merchant. My family sold me to him when I was but a babe. Now I serve him and he feeds me and only beats me occasionally." The boy seems ready to break and run at any moment, but now my master is traveling. "Where has your master been traveling?" "He has been gone for a few days and he didn't say when he would be back, and he said he might be gone for a long time and I should look after things, so I should be getting back to work and not talk more, alright?" "Alright. I'd free you if I could." Trading post. You step into a small private dressing room. So that's what that is. This fairy is surrounded by clothes of all shapes and descriptions, mundane and unusual. When he sees you enter, he starts touching and rearranging them nervously. He shrinks back into his chair, quivering gently. "I am called Moonfire. I have a nice humble shop here, not doing anyone any harm." "What sort of shop are you running?" "Why, I can help you. I have a nice friendly little shop here." He looks around nervously. "You can sell me things you found on the road and purchase other things. I mostly sell clothes, but I also have a few nice items I traded for." "Are you always this friendly?" He painfully forces a smile. "Of course, sometimes friendliness doesn't work, such as when certain creatures cheat us." "Who has cheated you?" "For example, there was a certain Fomorian. Lived somewhere to the east. He took some little special things from me and left the bazaar without paying." Suddenly he grins evilly. "The Fomorian in question, a large and surly specimen, said he lived in a place called Galag Trav. He's the chief of a clan here. I seem to recall he had a pretty rock set into his forehead. If you return that stone to me, I will give you a truly remarkable wand, which can help you survive falls from a great height." He laughs nervously. "I would love to give it to you now, but, well, business is business." "Yeah, sure, we can do that." Moonfire nervously mends a torn cloak, hoping that you leave peacefully and don't damage anything. "What sort of creature are you?" "This is a creature from a strange, ancient race, many years older than you. It's rather satisfying to see how much you terrify him." "I am just a harmless little merchant, happy to deal with Romans. I like Romans. Yes, no harm to be had from me." "Let's trade." Pretty much nothing. Spider silk cloak. +1 to dexterity, +5 protection from melee damage. Okay, that is a useful item. But we're not gonna buy it. Yeah, I save a lot of money, so sue me. Ooh. That's interesting. Oh! And we stumbled into a hidden passage. We'll probably check that out when we actually go around the areas underneath. Smithy of Scrog. You watch the Fomorian work on a spearhead. He holds the red-hot metal in one bare hand and strikes it with a hammer held in the other. When you tap on his shoulder, he jumps. At first, the presence of humans makes this huge Fomorian very nervous. Then he sees that you're Romans, and not Britannians, and he calms down considerably. I'm Scrog. Me Scrog. What are you selling? I got metal things for purchase. Good metal. I hit it hard. Bang bang! And it's sharp and good. Let me see your wares. Blessed cudgel? Once it was a proud part of a tree. Now it's lonely and alone. If you're desperate, you can clonk someone on the head with it. Fairly decent damage-wise. I mean, our current damage is okay, but... Blessed longsword. That's pretty impressive and pretty good. It doesn't have too much. Nothing we really need. We're good with this for now. Let's see. That looks like an empty one. Here's something. At first you think that this is an ancient human woman, perhaps even as old as 50. But then you see her pointed ears and her sharp fangs, and you realize that this is yet another strange denizen of Shadowvale. She looks up from grinding up some herbs and grins, showing off her dirty fangs. I am called Kalotha. Welcome to my little home. What do you sell here? I am a creator of potions. Marvelous potions, perfect for such rampaging invaders as yourselves. How do you create these potions? Shadowvale contains many useful plants and herbs, and I turn them into elixirs and draughts, beverages and brews. If you would like to purchase some, I could allow it. How dare you call me a rampaging invader? She smiles and licks her thin greenish lips. Oh, did I say invaders? I meant friends. How could we feel any differently towards our Roman visitors? That's better. Why, after all, there are so few places my kind can live. Why should we feel anything less than appreciation when you humans move into all of them one after another? I'm sensing some bitterness. More concoctions, my young Roman warrior? Healing, curing, elixir, strength, energy, haste, balm of life, heroic brew. That's a pretty good thing, but we don't need it right now. I'm just uncovering... Hold on, actually. Is it really actually small? No, it's not. Okay, we will check out underneath at some later point. Truly fine items. Oh! I didn't even see them. This is an unusual sight. The desk and chair are normal human size. The wood sprite sitting in the chair, on the other hand, is a little over a foot tall. She looks up at you with a goofy grin. She giggles. Then she tries to suppress it with limited success. Frivolity and business fight fiercely within her. She manages to say, I am Poot. Welcome to my little store. What sort of store is this? I keep all sorts of special items. real useful things. Shadowvale has lots of terrific things, and I get as many as I can. What special items can I buy right now? I don't want to let you have many of them because you are icky, nasty Romans after all. But I'll let you purchase some if you want. The prices are high, but, they could be higher. I'm here to shop. Show me your wares. Lockpicks, first aid kits, scrolls, wand, horn, drakeskin sandals, a mop, and woad. Why would we need a mop? Okay then. What terrifically useful things are you looking for? She pouts briefly. Why, I like neat things. I want all the neat things I can get. I keep trying to get Silac artifacts, but they're really rare and stuff. And that mean old Fomorian won't let me out his magic keys. Tell me more about the Silac items. Silac was one of the greatest fairy mages ever, and he made all sorts of really weird things. Some of them were even useful. Not many, though. Still, they're fun to have, and that's enough for me. Where can I get the magic keys you're looking for? That awful Scrog. He's not far from here. He doesn't like sprites, so he won't sell me his really pretty key. Her wings jump in agitation. Ask him about magic keys. If he won't sell them to me, he might feel differently about you. I think we actually stumbled across a Silac item. Silac's trash, if I remember right. I think we deposited it in one of the caverns we passed by because I think it was causing us to drop random items for no apparent reason. Okay. Okay, let's speak with this Fomorian then. I hear you have some magic keys. Keys! Slowly the light of comprehension dawns. Key! He pulls a metal key out of his pocket. I sell good key to you, for a good price, yes? I sell for 250 coins. Sure, I agree. You give Scrog the money, and he gives you a copper key with four etched into the side. Thank you! Good money. I buy lot good food now. He returns to working on his spearhead. Alright. Okay. Well, I'll see if I can find that one item again when I go out again at some point, eventually. This tall fairy gentleman sits behind his desk, his long twig-like fingers steepled under his nose. He has the expression of one who has just discovered an unfamiliar, unpleasant smell. He debates internally for a moment, struggling to decide whether to do business with you or not. Greed wins out. I am Solberg. This is my business. What sort of business is this? I am the keeper of the blessing pool. What does a keeper do? Oh, you know. I recharge it with fresh moonlight, keep it clean of algae, limit access. It is a very delicate bit of magical equipment. I have been looking after it for almost 100 years, and I don't think that I can take more than 50 more years of it. What does the blessing pool do? Oh, it is a marvelous thing. If you dip your weapon into it, it will be magically augmented in a most splendid and useful way. Even better, if you wish to purchase a use of this location, that can be arranged for a small price. Why do you charge for use of the blessing pool? Alas, the expenses of operating the blessing pool are considerable. Otherwise, I would gladly let every passing soul use it for free. How much is it to use the blessing pool? A single use of the blessing pool? Why, today we have a special Roman discount. A mere 3,000 coins. Do you agree? Not interested. And I am not interested in you. If you won't use my pool, go off and do your Roman things. Okay. You already know what the blessing pool does. I assume it's... Yeah, that must be it down there. Okay. There's nothing else we need to do there. That's just a regular random fairy woman. Prison. Nothing in that one. Nothing in that one. It's not a large or comfortable cell, and the bed is thin and has its share of fleas, but it's basically clean and reasonably safe. You can probably get a few hours of uninterrupted rest here. No, we're not going to rest in a cell. The stores of the Bazaar have a strange, dreamlike quality. The scrolls in this library are even more insubstantial. The shelves are full of papyrus and vellum scrolls, which you can actually see through. You try to touch one, your fingers go through it. Yes, someone. This fairy is not only thin, she looks downright skeletal. Her eyes have a distant air, as if she is constantly reading a bit of small print just behind your right shoulder. You may call me Seeker. Her voice is thin and distant. You don't think she even realizes that you're Roman. What are you doing? I am a seeker. I administer this library and coordinate the gathering of knowledge. What are you seeking? Some of us have taken to gathering what we know. It started a century ago. We are gathering in preparation for the gate. Preparing for what gate? Her voice drops to a whisper. The gate. The Nethergate. I cannot say more except that whatever happens, all the great wisdom of the city will follow it. Seeker wanders the halls of the library, lost in thought. She barely seems to acknowledge your presence. Can I use your library? She giggles, a detached, unnerving sound. We are more than happy to share our knowledge with passers-by for a simple fee. Do you wish to purchase spells, or would you like the advice of the sages? We don't need to know any more spells, but what about your advice? We have some very interesting scrolls in our library. You can read a scroll on goblins for 50 gold, a scroll on barriers for 100 gold, or a scroll on the Great Silac for 125 gold. Let's start with goblins. You will now be able to see the scroll you seek. You may have to search the shelves for it. Barriers and Silac. That's all for now, thanks. Alright, we'll search each of the shelves. Maybe we'll find it. Okay, not in any of those, not in any of those. No, 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 no. Ah! You notice that one of the scrolls is solid, unlike the translucent documents all around it. You pick it up and read it. It's titled, The Great Works of Silac. Silac is that rarity among the Citae, an industrious fairy. His hard work developing strange and marvelous items has caused some jealous sprites to say that he was more human than fairy. Whether it is a candle that never goes out, or a scalpel that can strip the disease and infection from any wound, or any of dozens of other remarkable items, Silac's workmanship is always recognizable and delightful. Silac was also a locksmith. He created designs for 6 magical locks and 6 keys to go with them. Most of these keys have been lost, though, leaving in Shadowvale a number of impenetrable locks and frustrated owners. Sadly, Silac slipped into obscurity a few decades ago. He is thought to have retired to the obscurity of Shadowvale. He is said to be working on a project of a scale and import sure to amaze all who witness it. Is that what those keys we have are? Well, we have 3 of them now. I'm guessing the others are in here somewhere, maybe? That's just some papyr. That's just some paper, some pen and ink. The rest must be down here, I'm guessing. Alright, let me cast some light. Let's see. On the many barriers which impede one's progress. When attempting to infiltrate a guarded place, there are many unfair and inconvenient factors which can cause one great difficulties. For example, there are locked doors. Most locks are not enchanted in any way, and thus easy to pick. Some locks are enchanted, and thus you need to use great skill or a magic spell to unlock them. The worst sorts of locks are those which are enchanted to only yield to a special key. One great locksmith of ages past created 6 such locks and keys, some of which are still in use today. Finally, for the being skilled in magic who truly desires an area to be protected, there are magical barriers. A talented thief can bypass these with a certain magical spell, or by finding a piercing crystal. I do wonder what that spell is. Okay, let's see. Is there one on goblins on one of these? No. Must be down here. On the proliferation of goblins. This world is filled with spheres, each occupied by its own special and fantastical breed of creatures. There are the giants of the north, the dragons and ghosts far to the east, the raven and its servants across the sea. Of course, above them all, in strength and in knowledge, is the Seelie Court of Auron and Titania. Across all of the spheres, however, there is a pest which spreads from realm to realm like rats spread from house to house. I speak, of course, of the Goblin Menace, the creatures who occupy empty areas in a moment and are very difficult to eradicate. It is not yet clear how these clever but unclean little beasts are to be disposed of. Surely, though, with our great ingenuity and resources, we will find a way. Ooh, hello! This is interesting. Caves hidden in there. We will definitely be looking through this. That said, we've looked through all of this, and it's been about a half hour. We'll take a look at the underground areas in the next episode. Till then, I'm Chester44, that is Julius Augustus Septimus and Octavius. This has been a Nethergate Resurrection Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.